Okay. That's what we need to hear. That is what the Lady Buffs need to hear from you on Wednesdays in the fall.
We only have one game on Wednesdays.
No, but we record on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
H, sometimes I wonder about you.
Well, sometimes I'm worried about you, so it's even.
Fair enough. You're good. Whenever you're ready.
Welcome back to Hali's Weekly News. Please love, like, subscribe, and comment.
What a couple of weeks it's been, H-E. Closed out summer, although it is still hot. We did close out the summer. Kids are back in school everywhere in our area, and it feels good. All is right with the world. Our structures are back. Our schedules are back. It feels good. There's something about the fall. When kids go back to school, it starts the greatest season of the year. Would you agree?
Yes, I very, very much agree.
I think we've talked a lot on this show about how much we love the fall. Our favorite sports occur in the fall.
Yes.
And it's, yeah. So when kids go back to school, it is the sign, excuse me, it's the sign that good things are to come. Temperature starts to change a little bit. Even though it's still 100 degrees, it just feels different because it feels that fall is right around the corner.
Every time I think it falls around the corner, it's hot. Sometimes.
Well, maybe you should stop thinking that way. What if you said, because apparently the opposite is true, right?
Right.
So what if you just started saying the opposite? What if you just started saying, I think fall's never going to come?
I thought fall was never going to come because of the hotness, and I'm just ready for it to cool off.
There you go. All right. Now remember, as we're talking to people, we got to be confident. You don't have to yell, but be confident in what you're saying.
Okay.
So that way they can hear you without having to turn their computer all the way up.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So it's been a difficult week, and we may touch on that here in a little bit. But first, let's get into some of our news. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there is a story on disabilityscoop.com that was talking about undertrained teachers being hired at schools. And this is across the country. It's not in one specific area. Let me get to this story real quick. And people are upset, rightfully so, right? You want people who are qualified to be teaching your kids.
Yes, you don't want them to be upset, but you also need to have good teachers.
Yeah. So here's the story, and I got a little bit of it wrong already. Okay. The state of Minnesota is just got in trouble for allowing undertrained teachers to work in special ed. Now, what they've been doing is allowing teachers who hold a temporary license to work in special ed classrooms for too long. Okay. Typically, what you can do is if you are working on your license or if you are starting this job, they give you some time to obtain your teaching license, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, where you get in trouble is when you allow that length of time to go too long and teachers aren't getting their full license and instead just continuing to use the temporary license. Right. And there's some additional training, depends on the state, the area you're in. There's some additional training that goes along with a full license. So, state of Minnesota just got in trouble. But what it made me think of, and I don't necessarily fault the school for this because it is getting harder and harder to find licensed individuals to teach, especially in the special ed classrooms. Uh, and so you really are starting to look for people who care about your kids, right? Who want your kids to be better. And I thought about your upbringing in school and how blessed you were because, especially in elementary and middle school, in your most formative years, you had one of the best special ed teachers that you could have possibly had,
Yeah, I had Miss Mac.
Miss Mack. Now, tell us about Miss Mack.
Miss Mac was very, very helpful. So, like at some of my conferences, they said I'll never get married or college or graduate, and I brought both of those things. I graduated and from college and high school.
There you go. Yeah. Now, did you get married?
No,
No. Why?
because I can't, because all my issues I have.
That and the
You told me.
I did not tell you to say that at all. I just asked a simple question. I thought you were going to say because boys have cooties.
Yeah, boys. Some boys do have goodies.
Didn't know you were going to say because of all the issues you have.
All
That's
that.
good, H. That was good. Yeah, no. We've talked about that as well. Marriage is not something, or even having a boyfriend is not something that you've ever really looked for,
No,
right? You're in a phase where in a development area where you believe and feel like boys still have cooties. And as your older brother, I'm completely 100% fine with that. Right. Plus,
right.
you also have and have always had very positive male influences in your life. You have a lot of great friends
There are guys.
that are guys and would do anything for you. Right.
Right.
And so I think that plays a huge role in it. So marriage is not really something we've ever talked about or given much thought to because you haven't really ever thought about it or talked about it or
No.
expressed an interest. Okay. Now, the other two things, yes, when you received your diagnosis, and this is talked about a lot, and mom and dad asked what that meant, the lady who gave you the diagnosis said, well, you'll she'll never have kids, she'll never get married, she'll never graduate high school, and she won't go to college, right?
Right.
The wrong or the right thing to say to Karen Thompson,
Yes.
your mother.
I know.
Yeah. So eventually you did graduate. Now, when mom and dad found out, the school offered them an option of us going to, do you remember which school we ended up going to?
Not exactly. I don't remember the same schools.
You don't remember where you met Miss Mack?
Elementary school.
Yeah, which one?
Oscar Hinger.
Nope, before that. Gene Howe.
Gene Hill.
Now, this was a difficult decision because we grew up in Canyon, Texas.
Yes.
Our rival is in the same school district, but it is on the southern end of Amarillo, and it is Randall High School.
Yes.
And since we went to Gene Howe feeds eventually into Randall High School. We were in enemy territory. Just for you, HE. Just for you. No, mom and dad were encouraged to look at Gene Howe because of a lady, Mrs. Mack.
Yeah.
What did she help you do?
She helped me write better, read at a certain level, and
Did she help with your confidence at all?
Yeah, she helped me with my confidence.
Did she help you with being okay with who you are?
Yes.
How did she do that?
She just made you feel comfortable in your own made you feel comfortable in your own skin and your own body and just be yourself.
That's awesome. That's good. Yeah, and don't be afraid of being yourself.
No.
Don't be embarrassed of being who you are. I could not have put that any better, H. That was very well said. And so you were able, even though we started out at Gene Howe, eventually that program grew so big that we had to split. And because we lived in Canyon, we moved down. Well, we never actually moved, but we moved schools while we were in the same house. We ended up going to Oscar Hinger, and that's where Mrs. Mack followed, we followed Mrs. Mack.
Yeah, we followed her.
And then you finished out your time there and went to Canyon Junior High.
Yes.
Was Ms. Mack your special ed teacher at Canyon Junior High?
I think so.
I think so too. Yeah. And so she just continued to build on that development, build on what she was teaching you, and not just you, your entire class. Do you remember some of your friends in that class?
Cherry,
Cherry Fox.
PJ,
Yep.
and I think Matt,
Yep.
and I don't remember who else.
So I had not seen or heard Matt in a long time.
I haven't either.
Mrs. Mack ran into him the other day in Canyon, I think, and she posted a picture on Facebook. He's huge. Like, he's really tall, but he was always big.
Yeah.
He was always one of the biggest in our class. Was he in your class
I
or
think
mine? Yours.
mine.
Yeah,
I'm for
yours.
sure he was in mine.
He was your age. Cherry was in my class. She graduated with me. Yeah. Okay. So you met some lifelong friends very early on in your life. So PJ and Cherry are both people you talked to today.
Yes.
Yeah. And they all benefited from Mrs. Mack. Now, she was very good at teaching you educational things. She was also very good at teaching you the things you needed to know to help you with adulthood, right? Like
Right.
counting money. And we've talked extensively about money and the problems that you have with money, right?
Right.
But she did a lot to help you understand that you have to buy things, right?
Right.
She did a lot of things to get you ready to have a job. And she really built a foundation for you to continue to grow even once you went to high school and had Mr. Fordham, right? And Mr. Fordham just continued on with what Mrs. Mack had built and taught you. Yeah. So really important, right?
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, we don't necessarily fault the schools for this. It is, and we have no idea what it's like in Minnesota. We can only speak to our region of Texas, but it is really difficult to find qualified people, whether it's a budget issue or there's just a lack of qualified teachers out there for special education. Who knows? We're not in the daily grind of that, but we didn't really necessarily want to focus on that as the issue. We wanted to make you aware of it, but we also wanted to give you a glimpse of how important those people are for Hali. And I would even say not just for Hali, but for Hali's brother and her parents and everyone involved in Hali's life, because when He says she helped me be comfortable in my own skin, that wasn't just something that Hali had to learn. That was also something that Justin, mom, and dad had to learn too. We had to be good with Hali.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Because if we're not good with Hali, then you can't be.
No.
And that's not fair to you.
No.
Yeah. So she taught us a lot. She helped us a lot. We probably wouldn't be doing something like this if it were not for Miss Mac. Yeah.
No.
So we'll make sure we tag her when we post this.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to really post. I even talk to Miss Mac sometimes on my phone. I text her sometimes on my phone.
I run into her at random places.
So do I sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good. That's the importance. That's the benefit of quality special education. It is not, when we think of education and what kids should be learning and what they are learning, it is not necessarily that formal academic thing, right?
Right.
What's most important to you and to your community are learning skills that allow you to become functioning adults, right? As independent as you can be. And we've talked about independence and how that means different things for different people, right?
Right.
Independent for you looks different than independent for Micah, Jacob, Tommy,
Yes.
right? Those three guys live on their own. They can drive. They can do a lot of things on their own, right?
Right.
They need a little bit of help here and there with different things.
But not much.
But not much. Independence for you is allowing you to make decisions as an adult. But because of your health concerns, you cannot live on your own.
No.
Right. So that's not something that you can do. But there are levels of independence within that allow you to do several different things. Right.
Like stay home by myself for a few hours.
Yeah. Like Ella talked about a few weeks ago. Yep. Yeah. So we credit a lot of that to Miss Mac because of what she taught you and what she pushed you and challenged you to be better at.
Yep.
Feel good about that?
Yes, I do.
So do your countdown.
Okay. Like now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Hali's Weekly News.
Okay. So well done with the countdown. It's good to know you can still count. We very excitedly mentioned at the beginning of this show, H, that fall is here.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Now, one of the things that fall brings in is
Volleyball.
well, I was going to go a different direction.
Ah.
No, I'm kidding. What is it?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. All right. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really, really excited. So excited. I'm ready to get on the court.
But you don't actually play.
No, but I help. But I still get to get on the court.
Chief Encouragement Officer.
Right.
CEO. Chief Encouragement Officer. Okay, so tell us where we're at in the schedule. What happened last weekend? What's happening this weekend? When does the season kick off? That kind of thing. Let our people know.
Yes. Well, last Friday Friday or Saturday, we had Meet the Buffs. And that's when we have our dinner, get to know the new players and their families and the new coaches. Then this Saturday, we have a maroon and white. I think that means because of the new players that they challenge, like some of the old players will be maroon, some of them will be white uniforms.
So you don't know how they choose the teams?
No, not on that. Exactly.
I just know they have maroon and white.
Yeah. And then September 1st is when we do the kickoff for volleyball.
Okay, so those are your first games.
Yes.
First weekend of September. That's when it usually is.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
And y'all are hosting like a little tournament.
Well, we usually host one tournament, but this year, since we won Long Star Conference, we get to host 2 really big tournaments.
Okay, when is that?
We have the first one is September 1st, and then they'll go to Denver, and I don't remember when a second tournament is that we're hosting.
Uh, what's the site? Go Buffs Go.
Yes, I'm for sure it's Go Buffs Go.
Teams volleyball schedule. Okay, so first weekend of September, you will play 4 games, 4 matches, whatever.
One of them's not in our conference.
East Central, Adams State, St. Mary's, and Davenport. Okay. Then
Okay.
you will go to Colorado for the Colorado Premier Challenge. You'll face off against Lewis and Metro State.
Yeah.
Now,
And
Metro State could be looking to just pulverize you because you beat them out of the playoffs last year. Now, Metro State was the team we beat to go to the national tournament, right?
right.
The Elite Eight.
I'm for sure.
Okay.
It was.
Yep. All right. So then we come back and we get to, because we won. Is this what you're saying?
Yes.
Because the Buffs won, you get to host the Lone Star Conference crossover. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the first was Long Star Conference, like we always host.
Sure. Yeah.
And then
Well,
Denver and
yeah, the Lady Buff Classic is always, you usually have some teams within your conference, but you
Yeah.
also try to get teams outside of the conference too.
Yeah.
Okay, so September 14th, 15th, 16th, you have A&M International, Dallas Baptist, and UT Tyler. Okay, and then the next week kicks off really the conference season.
Yeah.
All right. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so good. I think we're gonna go all the way again.
What makes you think that?
Because Coach Potts, she recruited some really good players.
Okay, and you have some good players returning.
Yes. We have Tori.
I thought
Ki-
she graduated.
No. This will be her senior. Because of COVID, they get to play an extra 5th year.
That's right. So we're still on COVID eligibility?
I guess so.
Goodness.
I guess so.
Okay, let's go through the lineup here and I'll put it up on the screen for everyone to see it. Number 1, you have Emma Becker.
Yes, and she's a sophomore.
Yeah. Did she play quite a bit last year as a freshman?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
for sure.
Liberty Hill.
Well, some of those say they're juniors, but some of them are seniors.
Okay.
So
Zaria.
we call Z.
Z.
Yeah.
Okay. She's a sophomore. Did she play? She's a libero, it looks like.
Yeah, she played a little bit last year.
Okay. Piper.
She will be a senior this year.
Junior is what it says.
Well, junior, but they sometimes juniors, and I don't remember, but Coach Potts told me she was going to be a senior.
Okay.
So that might be just like a little miss up. But I'm not for sure.
Okay.
And I think
I feel like you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Tatum
She is,
from Hereford.
yes. She played last year quite a bit, and I think she's a sophomore, I think, this year.
Yeah. Ashlyn. Junior from
Yeah.
Amarillo.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what defense she plays, but I know she helped us out really well last year when Kimmy got a little hurt.
Okay. Ainsley.
Ainsley, what does she play exactly?
Setter.
She's
a junior from Arizona.
Yeah, she was a very, very good setter last year. She got us a lot of points.
She got you a lot of points, or she set up a lot of points?
She set up a lot of points.
Okay, Cammy. She's a junior. Does she transfer? No.
No, I'll have to look because when I get my phone back, it says who's going to be the seniors and all that stuff. So I'll show you. when I get my phone back.
Okay, so let's run through the rest of the roster real quick.
Okay.
Kelsey Carpenter.
She's a new one, and it says she's a senior, but I think next year she's going to play again.
She has another year of eligibility.
Yes.
Yeah, she transferred from UTSA, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's funny because that's where Casey is now.
Yep, that's where he jumped ship. Yep. Then you have another Ainsley. Looks like she's a transfer, middle blocker from Hill College.
I think she's also
So she knew.
yeah, I'm for
Okay.
sure she is.
Bryn.
Fran?
Yep, she looks like she's a transfer.
Yes.
Outside hitter.
Yes, we have like 5, 6 new
Transfers.
transfers.
Yeah, you also have a lot of players with a first name that starts with a B.
I know.
Okay. Blair Moreland, also setter.
Yes.
She was your main setter last year.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And I think too, she has another 5th year.
Okay. Briley.
She's new.
Yeah, it looks like she's actually from Canyon, went to Stephen F. Austin, and okay.
Yeah, she's one of those transfers.
Reese.
She's also new.
Freshman. Yep. From Weatherford, Texas. My college roommates from Rutherford, Texas.
That's funny. I haven't got to meet the new players exactly. I think I meet them at 4:00 on Friday.
Didn't you go to meet the Buffs last week?
Yeah, but there was like so many people there.
It's true. Wasn't just about you, so that was probably pretty tough for you. Okay, middle blocker Angelina.
Angelina?
Looks like she's a transfer.
Yes.
From New Mexico Highlands.
Yes, but I think she played last year.
Oh, okay.
I think she was a transfer last year.
Okay.
But I can be wrong on that.
Charlotte.
She's
a freshman.
Yes. I just met her a couple of days ago.
She's 6'3".
Yeah, she's really tall.
She is my height. That's crazy. Okay. Well, you have some pretty tall players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the next one is also my height. Carly, middle blocker, senior.
Yes. She has, I think she'll have one more year.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned with her. Is she good?
Yeah. She didn't get to play last year, but she looked pretty good.
Okay. Another middle blocker, Aubrey. She's a freshman, so we don't know how good she is yet.
No.
But she's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to be pretty good to make.
That's true. That's true. Defensive specialist, libero, Emma. From Highland Park.
Yes.
Amarillo, Highland Park.
Okay. Emma Patterson. She'll be a sophomore this year.
Says a junior.
Oh.
We're gonna need you to do some
I will.
confirming on this.
I will when I get my phone.
Because I'm not gonna lie. I trust you to know these things over most people. But it would also be funny if Miss Lady Buff, Hali Thompson, the CEO, Chief Encouragement Officer, also got all of these things wrong.
That'll be funny.
That would be funny. So I don't want you to like stress about this. I don't want you to text mom and dad the rest of the day.
I don't.
No, you don't have your phone. That's right. You broke it.
I did not break it. It just turned black, and I did not even break it.
You think it was from using it too much?
No. Mom said it wasn't my fault.
I think she just told you that.
She said it wasn't my fault.
Okay. All right. We'll go with that.
Okay, good.
All right. Number 26, outside hitter, Riley. Freshman from Mission, Texas. So we don't know yet.
No. All the new players, I don't know.
Yeah, it takes you some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside hitter, senior, Tori Miller.
She is an awesome, awesome player.
She's been on the show.
Yes. She's graduating this year, either in December or May. I'm not for sure.
Okay. So do you think she's ready to run it back?
I think so. I think she really is.
Yeah, once you get a taste of the good life and winning, why would you
Yes.
want to lose?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And then rounding it out at number 33, outside hitter, freshman, Hali. Spells it different than you, but Hali.
Yeah.
Haylee.
I think she's new, and I haven't got to know the new players yet. Because there were so many of it. There were so many people. I haven't had the chance to get to know all of them. But I think I'll get to know them Friday around 4-ish.
You probably better.
I will.
It would be nice as the voice of Lady Buff Volleyball if you knew the players you were talking about. That would probably be really good.
Hey, I'm trying.
Doing your best. You are doing your best. Okay, then we have some new coaches. Huh?
Yes.
Okay. Trevor.
Yes. Trevor is our new assistant head coach.
Okay. Now is Bentley new?
Yes, she is also new.
She's also
She's
new.
our new assistant coach.
Okay. Coach Potts is back. Who is Ty?
He's also a new one.
He was at Ella and Weston's school yesterday.
Yes. He is our student assistant.
Okay. Cool. So there's your Buff volleyball team for this year.
Yes.
Now you promise that you will know more after this weekend because they have the maroon and white game. You'll get to know the players a little bit better.
And when I get a water stir, usually I study.
What if they take a team vote and they're like, H, thanks for getting us to the national championship last year. Now that we've won it, we think we want to go in a different direction and hire a new chief encouragement officer. What would you say to that?
The police say we want to keep you.
You don't think they're going to vote you off the Lady Buff Island?
No.
You think you're that much of an institution for Lady Buff Volleyball that they would keep you even though they have won the whole thing now?
Yes. They'll keep me.
Hmm.
You, on the other hand, not.
Well, I'm a paying customer.
Good point.
So,
Good point.
Now hype is real this year. They have sold out of a lot of their tickets.
Yes.
So we're going into the season with a lot of excitement, and just know that, yeah, we want the volleyball team to defend their national title and win a second one, right? That would be awesome. That was one of the coolest experiences ever last year.
Yes.
Going through that. However, it can still be a good year, even if they don't win it all. Right?
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of ways it could still be a good year. But it is good to have this kind of excitement back in the box.
Yes.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Do we get Angelo at home?
Yes. No, I don't think we do. But we have Coach Goach at home this year, though.
Home game. Well, that'll be good. Who's he?
Oklahoma Christian.
Yep, we get them in October 21st. We get Lubbock Christian at home, Texas Women's, Midwestern, St. Mary's, St. Edwards. Who's this UAFS? Fort Smith.
Fort Smith. That's
a long ways to travel. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Okay.
I think we went to them last year.
Western New Mexico. That's a pretty good distance too. All right, so a good home schedule there. Yeah.
15. I think our closest home game that's not at home is Lubbock.
Yeah. I don't mind the changes in the conference, but I miss the days where you had home and home. I miss that stretch of time when we would go down to Angelo State and then they would have to come up here.
Yes.
Texas women's was the same. Like those were the three. And then there was one other that kind of floated in and out.
Lubbock Christian.
No, because they haven't always been in your conference.
Well, the last 2 years we play them at their house.
Yeah.
But it's nice now that they're playing at our house.
Yeah. So that's the only bummer about your conference growing is you don't get to have these home and home
No.
anymore. But
at least we get to have
can you do?
15 home games, and that's the most that we ever had.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully we have more because we all hopefully will host the conference.
Yes.
And then if we just crush it, we have a chance of hosting the regional.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
you know what we have to do first?
We have to beat Denver's.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you have to do, if you want to win every game in your season,
Yes.
you have to win what?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, it's the first.
You have to win the first one. September 1st against East Central. You cannot win them all unless you win the first one.
Yes, which will probably win.
You let me handle that. You just keep being the talent. Okay, H. Before we wrap up this edition of Hali's Weekly News, the other favorite part of fall,
yes,
is
fantasy football.
Fantasy football. We have suffered through fantasy golf. Hali was terrible.
Yes.
We have learned about fantasy esports. Hali was really good at that. Her team won.
Yes, by 150.
By a lot. And now it's time. It is time for the Not So Turn Center League to start.
Yes.
And we kick off with our draft on Friday night.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I think I'm going to feel really, really, really good when the season starts for football. And I just like to trash talk the boys most of the time.
What do you tell them?
Sometimes I know you won a trophy last year, Landon, but we're taking it back this year.
I think you said that to him last year, too.
I know. And he almost didn't win it.
But he did win. It doesn't matter if they almost don't. He did. Are you going to do anything to mess him up during the draft this year?
I don't know.
We're doing an in-person draft. I feel like there's going to be some opportunities for you to mess with his computer.
Yeah, if I do mess with this computer, that might be a problem.
So
it might have a password and I don't know. And I don't get into other people's computer unless I know the password.
I don't think you should be getting into other people's computers no matter what. But
I don't.
For fantasy football, there's no rules. It's all about winning.
I just can't wait.
Are you going to do what it takes to win this year?
I'm going to try.
Are you going to let dad talk you in? Because you're co-owner. You're co-owner. I don't advocate for this. You should only have one person in the room. One shot caller in the room. You have two shot callers. Are you going to take over some of the day-to-day things? You might be what's holding the Wallace BLVD H-Bombs back from winning.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Well, but if you had a more increased role and presence and quit letting dad make decisions, maybe it would turn out different.
Yeah, but I still keep an eye on the score for him.
But that's If you're just keeping track of the score, that means the major decisions have already been made.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, Dad might be on a call and he might not be able to check the scores.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. You need to step up.
I'm trying to step
You
up.
need to step up Tuesday through Thursday and make some more decisions about the roster. Just saying. It could be. It could be what's holding the H-Bombs back from a dynasty.
Who didn't make the playoffs last year? You didn't, so you should not be trash talking me and Dad.
I'm not trash talking you. I am saying that if you had more of a presence in your own organization, maybe you would win more. That's not trash talk.
Maybe we'll have better games this year. Maybe we'll have a better season.
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't.
Who knows?
I mean, yeah, who knows? That's the beauty of fantasy football. It doesn't matter. You have no control over it. You set your lineup. You hope that the decisions you made based off of numbers, based off of feel are the right ones. And then at the end of the day, if they stink, they stink.
Yes.
Okay. But you feel pretty good heading into the draft Friday night.
Yes.
Feel good about this. Okay. Well, we will get a sense from you Friday right before the draft goes to see how you feel about it. I mean, our sports coverage kind of dropped off over the spring and the summer because those aren't really our seasons for picking sports and updating sports. But
No.
now, HE, kids are back in school.
Yes.
It is time. It is time for us to just crush it and get back to our winning ways.
Yes.
All right. Do you feel good about this show?
Yes, I do.
Do you feel good about your WT Lady Buffs?
Yes, I really do.
Okay. That's what we need to hear. That is what the Lady Buffs need to hear from you on Wednesdays in the fall.
We only have one game on Wednesdays.
No, but we record on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
H, sometimes I wonder about you.
Well, sometimes I'm worried about you, so it's even.
Fair enough.
Well, during the season, we'll give you more updates on our Lady Buff Volleyball and our fantasy football.
Yep. Now, last year was a cool year. You got to put the sticker up for the conference championship. Yes. You were at our house when we won the regional.
Yes.
And then we got to celebrate the Natty. The coolest ride ever. That is all in the past.
Yes.
It begins now.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming to Hali's Weekly News. Please love, like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll probably see y'all guys next week.